Hi there, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make a DIY bench made entirely from pallet and reclaimed wood. And so the price of this bench was almost entirely free, so I hope that you will enjoy. So I'm Darren and I'm your host, and you're watching Darren DIY. And now, without any further ado, grab a drink or something to eat, and I hope you will enjoy. So I wanted to make this bench from pretty solid wood, which wouldn't get dented easily. So I decided to make the bench from oak. I used these wood lice infested, but pretty nice reclaimed pieces of wood, which I actually got from a pallet that had 3 pieces of oak wood, which is pretty rare to find in a pallet. So first I grabbed the pieces and sanded off the side corners so that I could get a pretty straight edge, since the wood from the pallets was pretty warped. After getting the straight edges, I cut off a few centimeters from where the wood was badly split. After this, I returned to the belt sander and sanded the edges until I had a nice straight seam in between the wooden pieces, as I was going to glue them. After this, I grabbed the woodworm killer spray and double sprayed where there were the woodworm holes, so that hopefully all the woodworms would be eradicated. After this, I grabbed the circular saw and ripped 2 5cm pieces of oak from the piece of pallet wood. I chose the most degraded one, as these were going to be placed on the side as a kind of border for the bench. I also made sure to remove any nails before cutting with the circular saw. Now, since I didn't have enough oak to make the complete border of the bench, I had to use a piece of unreclaimed oak, so I cut 2 pieces for the width border of the bench. After that I cut the pieces, I laid them on the ground, and as you can see, the bench top with the border is going to look somewhat like this. So for the legs of the bench, I wasn't sure of what to make them from, until I discovered a large piece of old thick lumber in my barn. I think that it is made from some type of hard pine or spruce. So I cut an 80cm piece and put it to the side to work on it later. So now I return to the bench top. So to glue the 2 pieces together, I used an overkill of 12mm dowels just to be safe. So I drilled holes and glued the long oak pieces together. Now I grabbed the long degraded border pieces that I had ripped earlier and sprayed them with the woodworm killer spray twice, so that I made sure that there were no woodworms left. So while the glue was drying, I returned to the legs of the bench. I used a block plane to remove any dirt, cement and really rough spots from the pieces of wood. Then I sanded the whole thing with an orbital sander, with making sure to leave the antique and aged look on the wood. After sanding, I cross-cut it in half so that I had 2 40cm pieces of wood for the legs. The reason that I cut it 40cm is because I measured the distance between the ground and my knee, and it turned out to be around 40cm. I did this because I believe that the most comfortable position on a chair is when your lower leg is transverse to the ground. So after this, I screwed a couple of pieces of wood to one side of the legs. For some reason the footage got corrupted, but you'll see this later in the video. Now using planers, I planed the side border pieces. After this, I returned to the bench top, and for the first thing, I sunk any nails using a screwdriver and a hammer, so that I wouldn't damage the planes or tear the sandpaper. So I started with a plane, and after planing for a while, I noticed that it was going to take a lot of time. So I went straight onto the belt sander and used that to roughly sand the surfaces. After the belt sander, I grabbed the orbital sander and sanded the surfaces for a smoother, rough finish. After loads of sanding, I used pinpoint accuracy and a really straight piece of wood to make cuts on the sides of the bench top to make it square, or have all corners at 90 degrees. After that, I brought back the woodworm killer spray and resprayed where there were the wood lice holes. After that dried, I grabbed the orbital sander and sanded the top and the side border pieces to around 120 grit. Note that while I was sanding, I sanded the edges so that they are a bit rounded. After this, I marked evenly spaced holes in the border pieces so that I can screw them to the main top. After drilling the holes, I screwed the border pieces in place with making sure that the border pieces were flush to the bench top. After this, I continued to sand the whole bench top to a fine sanding. After this, I sprayed the bench top and legs with air to remove as much of the fine dust as possible, so that I could prep them for the finish. For the finish, I chose Danish oil, as I thought that it would look nice and act as a heavy-duty finish, since this is a bench. So I gave the bench and legs 4 coats of the Danish oil. After that the final coat dried, I drilled pilot holes for a lot of screws in the wooden pieces that I screwed earlier to the legs, and after that I screwed the legs in place. As I was screwing them, I made sure that the legs were square. And just like that, the bench was complete. And for the final touch, I gave the bench some wood polish. That's it for this video, and I really hope that you enjoyed this video of me making a DIY bench made from reclaimed wood. So if you did like this video, make sure to drop a like down below and subscribe so that you won't miss any new videos like this one. Actually, at the end, the bench came out pretty nice, considering that it came from wood lice infested pallet wood. I also like very much the natural aged color of the wood, which gives it a really nice brownish tint to it, rather than the light brown red oak color. Also, I really hope that you succeed in making your own bench from pallet or just normal wood, or at least inspired someone out there to make something into woodworking. This is actually one of my first projects, as it is my 5th or 6th project yet so far into woodworking. And considering the quality of this, it isn't very high quality, but considering that I am still a beginner, I think that it came out really nice. So that's it for this video, and I really hope that you enjoyed it, or at least learned something new about woodworking, or inspired you to make something into woodworking. So as always guys, stay safe and have fun. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.